This episode is also available in 3D. For more information, go to funnyhacks.com/C3D.
This is the technical episode for the radio control car episode. Right, I'm not going to reiterate the risks for this. Go and check out funnyhacks.com to find out what they are for this episode. So the first thing on the list, hooking up the battery. Now for this, this car used an old style connector. I think they're actually still used on a lot of radio control cars these days, but for all the stuff that I use, they actually, it's a different type of connector. I don't have one right in front of me at the moment, but it's basically sort of, it's red and it looks like that. But that's not relevant because this is a fresh battery. It didn't have a connector on it, so I had to put one on it. So I figured I'd just take the old battery and then wire up that connector like so. So it was just red to red, black to black, and that's all there was to that. So that's good. I've got a leaf. If you would like a leaf, I have one there. Grand prize of the season. Yes, what else about the battery? So this battery wouldn't fit in the underside here. You might be able to see on there, there's a little hole there where I tried to basically make the end of this stick inside of it, but it had to bend the battery a fair bit, and that's not a good idea. I've mentioned that on the main episode anyway. So I've ended up sticking it on the top here. I made these hooks. Those are just hot glued on there. One actually, I did have to clean up the surface a little bit. One has fallen off, but considering the amount of abuse this thing has taken, yeah, hot glue has done the trick. If you really need strength, then Araldite might be a good option, but so far I haven't needed to go down that lane. Cool! Fixing the circuit board. I also mentioned this in the main show, so I'm not going to dwell on it for too long. What that was is, I want to be careful my choice of terms here. I'm going to call it a dry joint, but I'm not absolutely certain that's technically the right term. But basically it's where, no, it's not the right term. In this particular case, what I'm talking about is where you have a joint on the circuit board. So you have a hole going through the circuit board. Your component, the metal leg of it, sticks through that hole, then you melt some solder and that forms a connection. Okay, so that's the basics of it. Now, when you get lots of thumping and moving around, that type of thing, that pin can exert force on that connection, and so therefore that connection can break. So that happened in several places, and they were just like little hairline fractures. And so when I looked at this thing so many times, and I just couldn't see the problem. And then just one time, I just happened to look at just the right angle, just the right lighting, and I managed to see it. So simply remelting the solder, just apply a little bit of fresh solder as well. That was simply enough to fix it and get it going well. As always, if you've done something similar, or if you have other fan-based stuff, I know the Fast Tracks has a lot of a fan base behind it. So if you if you have similar stuff that you've done or whatever, stick it as a video response. If you've got some suggestions or things that you'd like me to show on the show, then leave a comment or video question, whatever you'd like. Any feedback that I make, I might stick a few in the comments, but most of it will go on to funnyhacks.com. Done!